Hi, I'm Stephen Feuerstein, and I write practically perfect PLSQL. Hey everybody, my name is Stephen Feuerstein, and I'm here to talk to you about a really important tip when it comes to doing great and amazing presentations. Take your time. Now, this is something I should tell myself at the beginning of every single one of my presentations because I'm terrible at this. I violate a lot of my coding best practices, but of all my presenting best practices, this is the one I blow every time because I talk fast. For some reason, maybe because I was born in New York, raised on Long Island, I talk fast. People say they can still understand me, but it doesn't matter. When you talk fast, you overwhelm the person listening to you. They struggle to keep up, and they might keep up. They might say to themselves mostly though, wow, he's really smart. He talks fast. It sounds like he knows what he's talking about, but I couldn't understand anything he said. So it's really important to take your time. For me, I'm not actually sure what drives me to speak so quickly. I think that somehow I'm afraid of the silence. I'm afraid that what silence means is that they're not listening. They're not paying attention to me, and they do not care. Otherwise, I don't know, they'd be asking me a question. But what they're really doing is struggling to understand what I just said so they can get to the point of formulating a question. And by the time they do, I'm moving right on to the next point. That is a bad way to treat your students. So when you're presenting, remember, they don't already know what you're going to say. They haven't seen the talk or given the talk 5 times, or in my case, 100 times before. They are learning from you actively at that moment. So remember to take some deep breaths. Give yourself some space when you talk. Take your time, make eye contact as you're talking slowly. And that's all a way of encouraging them to know that they can take their time to understand what you're saying. They can formulate the question and maybe even have time to ask a question. And mentioning that, another way I think to give your students the cue that's the way they can use those slow moments, or what you perceive as a slow moment, is to say at the beginning and throughout your talks, say, I'm always interested in hearing your questions. You can ask me a question anytime. And also, I'm interested in hearing your comments. In fact, what I'm most interested in hearing from you is when I say something wrong. I do this with my classes because people tend to put me up on a pedestal. Stephen knows so much about PL SQL. We can only learn from this man. But it's not true. I learn from my students all the time, and I make mistakes all the time. And I hate to think that I'm telling somebody else something that is wrong, number one, and number two, that you're in the audience and you know it's wrong because you tried it yesterday and it didn't work. So again, a good thing to tell your students before you start and during the talk is, I welcome your comments, your suggestions. Did I say anything wrong? Say anything that you disagree with. But above all, take your time, take deep breaths, enjoy what you're doing, enjoy the moment, and give your students an opportunity to enjoy that moment with you. So thanks for joining me on this tip. Take your time, and I hope you'll explore my other tips for great, amazing presentations. Thanks a lot.